Yes, sirski. You know who it is. It's your boy Twan the Dawn, and I'm back with another Jag Weezy Bitty Yeezy for the ladies and the geezies. Okay, now look, this video is gonna be on the outlook on the Jaguars offense compared to the outlook on Doug Peterson's Philadelphia offense. Shout out to Dylan O'Shea, one of the few day ones I could say I actually remember in the comment sections from day one. Okay? Now, see how much time we got. We got a little bit. I don't got my tea time right now for me time because my daughter's in the house. She's doing a whole bunch of stuff. I'm also about to leave for this oil change. But anyways, without further ado, oh yeah, I'm gonna give it to you. We are still gonna do the moment of silence for the people that's doing down bad right now. Okay, so look, I'm gonna tell y'all what I realized. You know, I got my notes like always. First thing I noticed, this is the biggest thing in any team when you're trying to do something. Okay, just the first thing I noticed is that everybody brought in. Everybody bought into. They bought into what was trying to be done there. You know, they only lost 3 games that year. Am I expecting us to only lose 3 games? No. Shoot, shoot. But anyways, everybody bought in, and you could tell, and it mattered. All right. Now, one other thing I noticed, I noticed this like more towards the end. Well, I was noticing it, but I was noticing, and then I was like, dang, he really did. He made Carson Wentz look better than Big Ben Roethlisberger, Cam Newton, Tom Brady, Dak Prescott, Jared Goff, and more, okay? He made Carson Wentz arguably the best quarterback of that year. Arguably the best quarterback of that year, okay? Now listen to this. Carson Wentz, he something I realized watching the tape is that, and you also got to go back and look, try to watch some mic'd up. This is something secret I do too. I like to watch mic'd up games because you hear what other players say about said player when they make good plays. The extra stuff, like if he makes a throw on the run, they might be like, bro, I'm trying to tell you, bro, he got more mobility than you can think. Those are the things you try to hear for and look at and see. Also, it's little extra tidbits that you know that normally you wouldn't pay attention to. But Carson Wentz has some mobility to him. Even now, he's lost some, but he has some mobility before that ACL tear. He had some mobility, okay? And I noticed that Doug Peterson does great with quarterbacks like that, right? Carson Wentz had 33 touchdowns with only 7 interceptions, okay? And he had 299 rushing yards. You know? Okay? Something else I realized, and this is something for us Jaguars to be excited about, right? He made number 2 and 3 running backs look all pro-ish, okay? Now, on the contrary to what anybody wants to think, LeGarrette Blount is not he was at the time a starting running back, but he was a filler, like an Andrew Wingard of running backs, right? He was good enough to start, yeah, but he was more better to be coming off the bench, you know? It just is what it is. But LeGarrette Blount, let's just go through the numbers of these guys, or not all the numbers, but I'm just gonna give you something, right? Jay Ajayi, right? Undrafted rookie. Corey Clements and LeGarrette Blount, right? They looked all pro-ish, especially if they were to get the majority of the touches by themselves. They would have probably had all-pro numbers that year. But mind you, those 3 had the majority of the load running the ball and catching the ball out the backfield, right? But there also were 2 or 3 other running backs that did some thug thizzleness in it too, you feel me? I didn't give those numbers because they weren't the main ones, but they did contribute, okay? Now look, Jay Ajayi had 408 yards with 1 touchdown. LeGarrette Blount had 766 yards with 2 touchdowns. Corey Clement had 321 yards with 4 touchdowns. Okay, now look. LeGarrette Blount, his longest was 68, right? Clement, his longest was 28. I forgot to put Ajayi's longest on there, but just know they all had some good runs. So look, another thing that stood out was the running backs believed, no matter who came in, they believed they were the guy. Nobody looked at it like, oh, I'm just coming in for. They ran it like they were the starter. They ran it like they were the dude. They ran it like they were the primary ball carrier. Okay? Now listen to this. They all averaged, those three averaged 4.3 yards or more. Okay? 4.3 yards or more rushing the ball. That means in 3 runs you have a first. You could run the ball all game and you'll get a touchdown. That's what the averages say. Okay? Now, something I really noticed, and mind you, I looked at the film and then I compared what my eyes saw. I wanted to see if what my eyes saw was actually accurate. So what I did was I looked at the film and I was thinking like, dang, Carson Wentz is getting the ball to everybody. Even the coaches is catching the ball over there, you know? So I said, I know that he had to have multiple receivers with 30 plus catches, right? And he did. He had multiple receivers and tight ends with 30 plus catches. There were 3 receivers and there were 2 tight ends, I believe, with 30 or more catches. Okay? Now peep game. Okay? Every receiver / tight end with 10 or more catches had at least 1 touchdown. Let me run that back. In Doug Peterson's offense with the Philadelphia Eagles, every receiver or tight end that had 10 or more catches had at least 1 touchdown. So that means Laviska Shenault's bound to get at least 1 touchdown this year. There's the players that had 10 or more that didn't have a touchdown. They're bound to get a touchdown this year. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. This is the thing that jumped out thing to me is that the tight ends alone had 14 total receiving touchdowns. Okay? Zach Ertz had 8. Trey Burton had 5. And Brent Selleck had 1. Great. I mean, besides Ertz, I mean, Burton was straight, but he's comparable to Dan Arnold. You know, a little bit worse, I would say, but you never, it depends on what you think. But I'm just saying, if Zach Ertz had 8 touchdowns, let's say, can we give 6 to Ingram? Burton had 5. Can we give 6 to Arnold as well? Manhurts has 2. I think it's very possible with the way he utilized Zachary Ertz, Trey Burton, and Brent Selleck that year. Okay? Now with the receivers, this is what really got me. Okay? Yeah, it's hot out here. I'm actually sunbathing a little bit. My melanation on. But the receivers with 30 plus catches: Alshon Jeffrey, Nelson Aguilar, Torrey Smith. Alshon Jeffrey had, listen to this, he had 9 touchdowns for 700. He had 9 touchdowns, 789 yards. His average was 13.8 a catch, right? His longest catch was 53 yards. Peep game now. Nelson Aguilar had 768 yards for 8 touchdowns, 12.4 yards per catch, and 72 yards was his longest catch. Okay? Torrey Smith had 430 yards for 2 touchdowns, 11.9 yards per catch, pretty much 12. 59 his longest. Okay? The reason I gave the yards and the longest and stuff is because I feel like our receivers are comparable in play style and in athleticism to Alshon Jeffrey, Nelson Aguilar, and Torrey Smith. We have players on our team that can do just as good, if not better, than them, I feel like. And I feel like they only needed the opportunity and the right coaching staff to prove it. And I also believe Alshon Jeffrey, he had, 9 touchdowns, 789 yards. Christian Kirk is still to be proven, but he's better than, I think he could be better than Alshon Jeffrey. And Nelson Aguilar. It's still to be proven, but I believe it could be true. And if you look at the stats, I want to say Marvin Jones is comparable to Alshon Jeffrey and Nelson Aguilar. He might even have better stats. Mind you, I'm just going off my dome because he was in Detroit and I don't know nothing about Detroit. I might be way off on that, but I'm going to actually check that out. I think it's actually a good comparison, if you want to say. They look like superstars, but we're really just stars / good players. Let's just be honest. They were good players / stars, depending on the game and who they were playing. And you know, especially after that year. Now, when I looked at the tape, the one thing that jumped out to me and I noticed is our running backs are better than all of their running backs, okay? I believe Snoop Conner can be what LeGarrette Blount was in the NFL if he was just given the chance to start. And I don't even like Snoop Conner, but they are comparable as in players. Only thing is, LeGarrette Blount had a higher profile because he went to Oregon and he ran. Also, he punched the heck out that dude. But anyways, Travis Etienne, James Robinson. If you just put Jay Ajayi, LeGarrette Blount, and Corey Clement into this league right now at their prime, you would still take Travis Etienne and James Robinson. They just have a way higher ceiling, and their floor is about where the ceiling is to the Jay Ajayi and Corey Clement and LeGarrette Blount. James Robinson and Travis Etienne's floor is about a little bit below the ceiling of those 3 running backs, in my eyes. And I believe that's why they didn't really go out and get much more than we thought, because they already knew that they had like lightning in a bottle, you know, ready to just, you know. And I'm outside with the trees and the bees and the ladies and the geese, you know what I mean? So that's why you can hear the wind blowing and stuff. I think it's actually beautiful. So, you know me, I'm not going to ask y'all to like the video. I'm not going to ask y'all to comment. I'm going to ask y'all to subscribe to the channel. But I will ask you guys to comment. Let me know what you saw. What you think. Let me know if you rock with how I'm giving you this Jaguar content. Let me know if you rock with how I'm giving you the Jaguar video easies. Let me know what you want me to do a video on. You know what I'm talking about? Has to be on the Jaguars, of course. Now, shouts out Dylan O'Shea. I leave y'all the same way with the 3. Oh, yay. Oh, yay. Oh, yay.